It's Monday the 12th of January and I'm here in Japan, just on the fringe, on the border of Tokyo and Kanagawa. It's winter, it's pretty cold, probably definitely in the mornings it would be around the 2 or 3 degree mark. That's Celsius, 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. But it's beautiful. It's very dry. The sun is out a lot. Lots of clear blue sky days, and it feels like a sunny Sunday morning all day long. But it is quite cold. This is my first video for 2026. I'm going to try a new format this year, and at the beginning of each month I'm going to record a video of what I'm setting out to do for the month, and during the month, as I progress, as I work on my art practice and some of the other projects that I've got running, I'll record some footage of that, and then I'll come back at the end of the month and sum up to see if I've managed to achieve what I'd set out to achieve, and then upload that video to YouTube. And that'll be a nice way to keep track of what I'm doing and broadcast what I'm doing as well, because the things that I'm doing are a little bit unusual. It's not a normal, definitely not a boring kind of routine day job. I'll have new things to show every month, and it should be interesting. I hope everyone finds it interesting. I've been inspired a little bit by watching Martin Durlad's videos. He is a Dutch guy that for the last 4 years now has been working on his stone cabins in the Italian mountains, I think northwest Italy. He bought 2 dilapidated stone cabins on a mountainside, and every week he posts a video, and it's what I call slow YouTube. So, you know, what I've been used to on YouTube is someone talking to the camera at 100 miles an hour, seemingly desperate that they'll lose their viewer if they don't cram as much information in as possible, and it's exhausting. The interesting thing about Martin's videos is that it's very slow. He takes his time, lots of footage of him working on his cabins in the mountains, minimal narration, and it's lovely. It's just really soothing and calming to watch. Every week he records a video, and then at the end of the year he compiles all the highlights into 1, 2 or 3 hour long video that sums up everything he got done that year. And I came a bit late. I think I started mid last year watching his videos, and I watched the 3 years worth of compilations, and it was just amazing to see how much he accomplished in that time. Very satisfying. And I am going to try a bit of my own slow YouTube, and perhaps just for myself more than anything, but I hope some of you enjoy watching it as well. The big thing for this month is to get ready for the Tiny Fables collection launch. It's the risograph, the first collection of risograph prints that I did last year. I've purchased the frames now, and they're ready to go and be shown in a gallery show or to be sold online. So I'm aiming for the 30th of January, Friday the 30th of January, to officially launch that collection, and I will send an email out to subscribers. And then I need to book some spaces for shows. I've already confirmed Design Festa at Tokyo Big Sight in May, and there will be at least 2 other shows. I think I want to do a smaller pop-up show in Shimokitazawa in hopefully April. April is when everyone starts heading outside, because it starts warming up a little bit. The cherry blossoms come out, and it's a good time to do a show. So hopefully do a pop-up in April in Shimokitazawa. I've got Design Festa in May, and I'd like to do a show in Bonus Track, which is a new space, quite a large space in Shimokitazawa as well, at the end of the year, and that'll be a challenge. It's going to be a good challenge because it's a big space. It will cost a lot to rent that space, and there'll be I'll need to do a lot of promotion leading up to it to generate enough sales to cover the cost of the space. It's an amazing space in an area with a lot of foot traffic, and it should be a big deal. It should be good. I've also put a submission into Tokyo Pixel, which is a gallery I've wanted to show my work at for a long time, and hopefully I'll hear back from them soon. They're currently planning their schedule for the second half of 2026, so we'll see. I've also been invited to give a talk at Design Matters, which is a design conference held once a year in February every year, and I'm very, very grateful I've been invited to give a talk there. So I'll be working on that as well this month. And I have spent a lot of time at the beginning of the year reorganizing my Notion, or my scheduling in Notion. And if you're not familiar with Notion app, it's an incredible app for organizing yourself. And I split my time into I have separate pages for daily, for weekly, for monthly and yearly. And I'll start the year setting the big goals I want to do in the yearly page, and I'll break those down into monthly for each month, what I'm going to try and do, then into weekly, what am I trying to do this week, what will I do next week, and what's going to come after. And then at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, from Monday through to Sunday, I'll do to-do lists that break it down further, and it's amazing. It really keeps my brain organized and allows me to, I have so many, I'm spread too thin really. I'm trying to do so many things, and I just wouldn't be able to get any of it done if I didn't have a Notion to help me get it organized. So there might be a time in the future where I will turn the system that I've created for myself into a template, a Notion template that I will share in Notion Marketplace. But that's another thing on the to-do list. So for now, the focus this month will be on the new risograph collection. It's called Chibi Monogatari in Japanese, which is, I'm calling it in English, Tiny Fables. And I can't wait to launch that on Friday, the 30th of January. And I will come back and record a summary at the end of this month before sharing, and let's see what I'm able to achieve. Thanks for watching. So I I have been working on this book, and it ties in with the Chibi Monogatari Tiny Fables collection. This is the risograph printed collection that I produced last year, and I'll be exhibiting throughout 2026. It's called Tiny Fables in English, and in Japanese it's Chibi Monogatari, and Chibi in Japanese is pipsqueak or something along those lines. Monogatari is story. So it's not a direct translation, but I chose both in either language for maximum charm. And the idea behind the illustrations is they all feature one big fluffy giant monster and one tiny person. And I've in the book I've given each illustration an accompanying text which describes what's happening, tells a little story. On the cover it says Tales of Tiny People Learning to Live with Big Creatures, and I'll read one of the little stories to give you an idea. There was that big green one that was very clumsy. It would blunder around looking lost, knocking over trees and crashing into buildings. Truth be told, I felt a bit sorry for it. It just couldn't seem to do anything right. When it sat on Jimmy, that was the last straw. The townsfolk banded together and made a terrible fuss. It stumbled off over the hills and ran away. Jimmy still stuck to its butt. So they're all kind of humorous little stories. Definitely there's an influence, Gary Larson, Far Side influence there. I plowed through those books when I was a kid. Gary Larson was a big influence on me for sure. So now the next step, the book is designed and put together. I need to get some quotes from specialty printers. I found one printer, Haguruma. Haguruma literally means flying car. But it's an Osaka-based printer with an office in Tokyo who've been around for over 100 years. And they do things like using coloured string on the spine, beautiful finishes. So I'll try and get this produced and ready for the first pop-up show this year in Tokyo. Since I've used Procreate on the iPad, and I think the last time I used it was when I originally drew these illustrations for the Tiny Fables Chibi Monogatari collection, and such a joy to use. I love it. I always get a bit apprehensive before I start drawing, a bit anxious maybe, because I'm starting with a blank page, I guess. But so far so good. I am drawing 4 full color spreads. I've created this booklet which I'll sell at the show. All the pages, there's a lot of blank space, a lot of white, and I just feel that some full color spreads throughout the booklet would help break it up and have a lot of impact. So I've set myself the task of doing 4 full color spreads. I'll update this and I'll take it to Haguruma, which is a specialty printer, and get quotes for producing the booklets for the show. So I'm doing something a bit different this morning. Yesterday I had a delivery of 500 risograph prints. This is collection 451 to 500. Been heavily focused on the previous collection to these, whereas this is the second risograph collection from last year, and it's based on the Morphs collection of canvas paintings that I did in 2023. And there's a few different colorways. Really happy with how these turned out, and I need to process these, cut them down, sign them, find frames for them. At this point I just need to check them and make sure that all the prints have come out properly. I need to pay for them. It was probably about US $500 worth of printing here, so I do need to process these and sell them at some point. It's a challenge when I'm trying to produce 2 collections of 50 artworks every year. Keeping up with myself is a challenge. So really, now that it's 2026, I should be focusing on creating the next 2 collections of 50. But what I find every year, particularly at the beginning of the year, is I'm busy processing or promoting the collections that I've created from the year before, and trying to get that all completed as quickly as possible so that I can start thinking about the next 2 collections I'm going to be creating. So I'm going to check all of these now, and then I'm going to jump in the car. I'm driving over to Oshiage in the northern side of Tokyo today. It's near Tokyo Skytree, and that's where the framer is who provided all the frames for the Chibi Monogatari collection. So I need to pick those up and bring them back, and I'll be ready to launch the collection via email to my email subscribers, and I'll have the frames ready to package everything up and send them to whoever collects those. So very exciting. I'll be releasing that collection at the end of January. Yeah. So yesterday I drove over and picked up the frames for the Chibi Monogatari collection, and 25 of them anyway, and brought them back here. But before I came back, I stopped by a gallery at Tokyo Pixel, and been wanting to show my work at Tokyo Pixel for a long time. And yeah, I guess you'd call it a setback. For some reason I love the work that the gallery owner there shows, the artists that he chooses, and shows the show that was on yesterday. I think it was Yusaku-san. He was originally a character designer for Tamagotchi, and a lot of the artists are kind of have backgrounds in retro pixel art, that kind of thing. And I mean, admittedly, that's something that I've moved away from in my own art. However, I still held on to this idea that I wanted to show my artwork there. And yesterday I went in because I'd put a submission in. I knew he was planning his schedule for the second half of 2026, and I put a submission in for Chibi Monogatari, and I went in yesterday in person just to make sure he got it and try to get a feel for how he felt about allowing me to do a show there this year. And he's a great guy. He's introduced me to lots of people in the Tokyo area. He's recommended me to a bunch of different artists who have kind of got in contact with me, fairly well-known artists, and he's really helped. But yesterday he said, I don't think you're the right fit for Tokyo Pixel. Your artwork, he said, your artwork is too sophisticated for Tokyo Pixel, which is interesting. I think I have a feeling I don't really see my art as being too sophisticated based on the artwork that I see there. But I think maybe it might have more to do with his gallery isn't in a location with high foot traffic outside. Everyone that goes there knows he has a community, he has a following. The artists he shows all have big followings. So people go out of their way to go to that gallery. They follow Tokyo Pixel and they keep a keen eye, I think, on what's coming up. And he always sells out, and he shows, he sets the prices high. He takes 45% commission, but he just, every time I look at the shows that he's run online, they've all sold out because of that strong following that he has, and the artists as well. So I think the problem is that I need to build my following in Japan, and it felt like I was being broken up with yesterday because I just had my heart set on that gallery for such a long time, and it doesn't mean that one day I will. It doesn't mean that one day one day I might show my work there. But for now, I think it was kind of a reminder. A kick in the pants that I need to really focus on building my Japanese audience up. And once I've done that, then maybe I can try and show my work there. And it's funny how I react to these things, because some perhaps I could have just felt dejected and felt less motivated to do my work and to do what I'm trying to do. But on the contrary, I was sitting in here at 3 a.m. This morning, bashing stuff out, thinking about how I could improve this or that, and getting organized and determined to work harder and take what happened yesterday on board as advice and help steer me in the right direction. So it wasn't the best news. It was a show I was hoping to do this year, but I will still barrel ahead and try and I need to book the other spaces for this year, do at least 3 shows this year, and focus on building up my Japanese audience. It's so much easier to fall back to doing the things that I do in English when I'm promoting myself. and but he's right. I've got to keep improving my Japanese, keep promoting in Japanese to the Japanese audience, and build that up if I'm going to be a successful artist here in Tokyo. So it's Friday the 23rd of January today, and I'm going to go into Shibuya, and there's a branch office of Haguruma, which is a specialty printer, and I just wanted to show great use of ChatGPT for language learners. I use this when I'm going in to talk to a doctor, or going into an office to register a business, things like that. I can have a conversation in Japanese with ChatGPT, and kind of fumble through. Often in these situations that I've just described to you, there's a lot of kind of specialty or words that you wouldn't encounter in everyday conversation. So by having these conversations with AI, I can kind of ramp up or be prepared before I actually go in and have these conversations, and just have a smoother experience, and expand my vocabulary and learn. And it's a great way to practice. It's a fantastic learning tool. Hey there, I want to role play a conversation I'm going to have today with a specialty printer called Haguruma in Shibuya, and I'm going to go in, I'm going to ask for a quote, and there's going to be a few technical terms that I need to refresh my memory about. So I guess if you could pretend that you are the assistant in the store, and I'm going to come in and ask for a quote on my booklet, and ask me questions that you need to know so that you can give me a quote.
了解です。いらっしゃいませ。ではブックレットの見積もりですね。正確にお出しするためにいくつかお伺いしたいです。例えば閉じた状態のサイズはどれくらいか、ページ数は何ページを考えているか教えていただけますか？
はい、サイズは、18センチ ×18 センチで40ページです。
ありがとうございます。では40ページですね。次に紙の種類や厚さ、仕上げ、例えばマットかグロスかってもう決まってますか？それともおすすめを提案しましょうか？
いや、紙ですね。冊子は用紙ですね。用紙はちょっとラフな自然な感じですね。なんという、質感ですね。ラフな、自然な質感がいいと思います。
了解しました。ではナチュラルでザラッとした質感の紙ですね。それから印刷はフルカラーですか？それともモノクロや二色刷りみたいな形ですか？
印刷はフルカラーです。So basically, yeah, that's a fantastic way to practice. It's so much easier to remember Japanese when you're using it, making mistakes in real life situations. But that said, it's also great to be able to prepare as well. So I will, I'll head out now, and I'm really excited to talk to the printer and find out how much this is going to cost, of course. That will dictate the unit price for the books that I sell at the gallery, and find out what kind of specialty finishes we can get for this, and progress to get the finished product. That's what I'm really excited about. So that is January 2026. I'm finishing up this video. It's the 27th of January today, Tuesday, and I'm finishing up the video a little bit earlier than I otherwise would because I'm heading to Kobe on Friday, and I won't be able to use the weekend to get this video uploaded. That's okay. So, I mean, there's the big thing left to do this week is to get the email out to my subscribers to announce the launch of the Tiny Fables collection. And I went to the picture framer and I picked up 25 of the frames, so I'll have those ready to go should any sales come through from that. If you are interested in subscribing to my mailing list, I occasionally send out emails when I announce the launch of a new collection or any shows that I'm doing. Probably your best bet is to go to my Instagram account and send me a DM with your email address, and I'll make sure you're added to that. I'm going to be offering free shipping to those email subscribers on Friday. And the other thing I did was I did 4 illustrations for the book. The book was finished, or so I thought, and then I decided that it really needed 4 full color spreads throughout the book. And I worked on that this month. I got those completed. They look fantastic. I'm really happy with how that turned out. So that's done. And the other interesting thing this month was which dialect to use for the Japanese version of the Tiny Fables booklet. In Japan, there's many different dialects. The 2 most well-known ones are Kanto-ben, which you'll hear generally in Tokyo, and Kansai-ben, if you were to go, for instance, to Osaka, you'll hear people speaking in Kansai-ben there. And they are quite different, and they have very different flavors. And at first I thought that it would be inconsistent, that I needed to choose one of them, but in the end I ended up going with a mix of both. And I think that suits the text, because there's various anecdotes of people recounting their experiences with these monsters. So it kind of made sense to do some in Kanto-ben and some in Kansai-ben, and that's what I did. That book is now ready. I went into Omotesando to Haguruma and got a quote, and that's all been approved. So the booklet's going off, and next month's video in February I'll be able to show you the finished booklet for Tiny Fables. There was a setback. There was 2 setbacks actually. The first one was I'm having some technical difficulties. My WordPress developer is working on getting those fixed before Friday. It's going to be a little bit tight, but we should get that done so I could send that email out. And of course the other setback was not being accepted into Tokyo Pixel to show my work there. Pretty disappointed about that, but there's plenty of other places to show my work here, and so I'll focus on those. And that said, I've confirmed for the first week of April a 5-day show at Tefu Lounge in Shimokitazawa. And Tefu Lounge is an amazing cafe and workspace with a space for a pop-up show, and I'll be there for 5 days. It's quite economical to do that, and it's a great way to experiment, to see how these works are going to do. In May, I'll have the big show at Design Festa, so there's about 6,500 booths of independent creators and artists showing their work, selling their work there. And I'll be there for 2 days. There's something like a couple of 100,000 people will pass through over those 2 days. And then if that goes well, I'll go and I'll do a big solo show in October at Bonus Track. Fingers crossed, we'll see. So the other big thing that I was working on this month that I haven't shared yet is the presentation that I'll be giving at Spectrum Festival in February, and I'll spend more time talking about that next month, in next month's video. I hope you enjoyed this. It's quite long. There was lots of me talking, but it's going to be great, I think, to do 12 months worth and come back and maybe make a highlight reel at the very end. And I'll keep going. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again next month in February.